Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Intuitive Podcast. This podcast is dedicated to helping you connect and understand your intuition and your energy. My name is Mimi. I'm an intuitive coach and a naturotherapist. Today's topic is, what's an empath? Now, we've all heard the E word being thrown around, especially in the last 2 decades. Personally, I don't ever remember hearing someone define themselves as an empath during the 80s or the 90s. In the old days, we used to say the person was sensitive, maybe even a little too sensitive, and that ability was not understood. So for a long time, whoever was called too sensitive would often be shamed for feeling the way they did. Many people define themselves as an empath these days, but are they really? So let's start by defining what an empath is. An empath is someone who has the ability to feel someone else's emotions, pain, and they can even sometimes channel other people's thoughts. Empaths seem to be able to see the world differently. They're considered what others would define as inspired people, and they inspire other people. Now, you may be an empath if you've been told by people around you, such as your friends and your family members, that you're too sensitive. You may be an empath if when you go out in public and all of a sudden you get this surge of emotion, which you can't explain. Or if you feel other people's emotional and physical pain. If your intuition is strong, you might be an empath. You may be an empath if you're the type of person in whom people tend to confide in, even when you go to the supermarket and you're standing in line to pay to leave. Some people tend to feel overwhelmed in intimate relationships. They tend to find comfort in nature. They tend to feel the need to spend time alone to recharge. You may be an empath if you can sense or feel other people's disease or symptoms. Although I personally hear people talk all about negative aspects of being an empath, there are positive benefits of being an empath too. Being an empath allows you to truly feel joy and happiness. It allows you to feel love at its purest form. It allows the person to truly feel inspired by what or who surrounds them. It allows them to have compassion towards someone else. Empaths find beauty in the simplest things. And like a child discovering the world for the first time, empath can rediscover the world over and over again and never get bored of it, etc. Now, those are my definition of being an empath. There's more, and I'm sure your definition of it is just as good. But throughout the years, while meeting people during consultation or throughout workshops, those are all qualities I found in these people. As for the negative aspects of being an empath, there are ways you can help yourself and protect your energy, such as mentioned in previous episodes. You need to ground yourself and shield your energy. It's so important that you learn what triggers you, how certain energies affect you in certain situations or when you're in presence of certain people. I mean, when you're an empath and you're in contact with people, you'll definitely feel the other person's sensations. And I'm not saying you'll feel everything they're feeling, but there might be something that reaches out to you because it needs attention. Empaths are natural healers. Empaths are also highly intuitive, so it's absolutely normal that when something in someone's energy field needs attention, you will be one of the first ones to know. At first, it may be difficult to determine if what's happening to you is caused by what's happening within you or if it's coming from an outside source, such as a person or a situation. So being aware of yourself, of how you're feeling, will definitely help you when an energy intrudes in yours. Now keep in mind that if for some reason what you're feeling is coming from someone else, they're not doing it on purpose to share it with you. It's just instinct. It happens. So there's no need to feel offended or angry or anything. Sometimes the empath in you will be put in a situation which you didn't see coming, and there may not have been time to prepare properly before the event or before the meeting with the other person. Other times you receive an invitation and you know it's going to be a public event, or you know that certain people, they're like energy vampires. They suck your energy dry, or they're not feeling well, and you're going to have to encounter those people, and that's fine too. There are ways to take care of you. In either case, all you have to do is protect your energy and ground yourself. And it's going to make a world of difference for when you're out there socializing, or when you're out there focusing on a special assignment and you could feel the person's energy coming through the assignment, and it's a good energy or it's a bad energy. And I don't like saying a bad energy. I'd rather say a low frequency energy. It's not one that you benefit from. And we often talk about how energy in public places affect us and how people affect us. But there's also other ways where your energy can be contaminated with a low frequency energy, such as when you go to the restaurant, when you're about to eat, was that food prepared with love? The person that prepared it, were they feeling well? The space where you're at, is it one that's vibrant and the energy in that space is big, it's bright, it's vibrant, it's positive? All these things can affect us. For those of you who are caught by surprise feeling anxious, tired, or weak during a meeting or while interacting with someone, you could excuse yourself and go to the bathroom. And while you're in the bathroom, ground yourself and shield yourself. And if for some reason you can't take those 2 minutes, ask yourself quietly, does this feeling belong to me? When you're feeling something that's coming from a low frequency energy. So is this anxiety mine? Is this stress mine? Is this sadness that's appearing in me right now mine? And if the answer is no, then you could ask the energy to be returned to the sender with love. If you're unsure if the energy you're feeling or the feeling that you're feeling is yours or not, then again, you could simply say, return to sender with love. I hope this helps you get a better understanding of what being an empath is and how you can protect yourself and your energy. I know for me, for a long time, it was very difficult to demystify if what I was feeling was mine or if it belonged to somebody else. I mean, I would go in public place and all of a sudden I would feel a surge of anxiety coming in me. I would feel a panic attack being triggered, and I'd be like, what's going on? Why am I feeling that way all of a sudden? When 2 minutes before I was perfectly fine. Sometimes I would be in contact with someone and then all of a sudden I would get so angry, or I would feel grief, and I had no reason to feel that way. Once I began noticing, and once I began identifying what was my energy and what was the energy coming from the outside, then it was easier for me to say, okay, this is mine, or this isn't mine. And once I started understanding too that what I was sending off made a difference as to what came towards me, then I started saying, instead of I'm getting rid of this energy, just get it out of me, I started saying, I'm sending it back with love. I'm returning to the sender with love, because what will come back to me is love. So I don't want that sadness, that grieving, that anxiety, that stress, that fatigue, that headache. So returning with love meant that the energy that would come back to me would be surrounded by love. So if you have any questions about what being an empath is and how it could affect you, or if you have something you'd like to share, an experience you had as an empath, then feel free to write to me. Now that's it for now, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to receive a notification whenever a new episode is uploaded. And like I said, if you have any questions or comment, leave it, send it to me. I'll be so very happy to answer you just as soon as possible. Ciao for now.